Well, for the first time in this challenge, I'm not under pressure to do anything. The debts are manageable, equipment's paid for, and this farm finally has some breathing room. Instead of getting bigger, I asked myself a different question. Why am I doing things in 2 passes? I really don't have to. So this season isn't so much about expansion. It's about removing steps and simplifying the system and finding out if doing less can actually move us forward faster. Well, last season proved we could scale. 3 harvesters, multiple crews, whole operation running at once. I mean, it worked. It wasn't terribly elegant. Every field still required 2 full passes. First, cultivate. Then seed. That's 2 machines, 2 operators, and twice the fuel. And twice the time spent covering the same ground. If we're going to keep expanding, that doesn't scale too well. So instead of adding land this season, I decided to remove a few steps. By the time winter was over, the old system was gone. A seed hawk looked like the answer. Direct drill, built-in fertilization, and nearly 20 meters wide. 1 pass. Done. On paper, it solves 3 problems at once. There's fewer machines making fewer passes, spending less time in the field. And with the farm finally stable financially, it felt like the right time to invest in efficiency instead of acreage. If this worked, it wouldn't just save time, it would make expansion easier next season. There was just one thing I hadn't fully considered. Michigan fields aren't prairie. Well, the first signs were small. Turns were a little wider than expected. Michigan fields do not leave much room for margin. And towing the tank in front changes the pivot point in ways I didn't really fully appreciate.
You alright, mate?
What's the name of this road?
You can't park there, sir.
I know I can't park.
And then the AI started doing funky things. Did I not tell you not to back up? I just started leaving work behind. Large sections simply weren't getting drilled. And the refill logic was even worse. 3 tanks, 1 flexible compartment. Autodrive had no idea what to do with that. Sometimes it filled with everything with fertilizer, sometimes everything with seed. Yeah, consistency certainly wasn't the problem here. And even folded up. This thing was enormous. And getting from field to field became its own operation. And the more fields we ran at once, the more this started compounding. Efficiency only works if it's repeatable, and this was not repeatable. So before the last field was finished, I made a decision. At some point, you have to decide whether you're solving a problem or fighting the wrong tool. And this wasn't a tuning issue, this was just a design mismatch. So before the last field was even finished, I sold one. You're getting sold. You're getting sold. Goodbye. If this season was about simplifying the system, then that system had to change. See what the Horsch Pronto does. The Horsch wasn't as wide, 12 meters instead of nearly 20, but it was one unit, no tow tank, cleaner turns, and a simple refill logic. Well, just as a thought experiment, let's see if this works. All fertilizer works. See. Outstanding. Alright, I like this thing already. We're doing it. We're doing it. Well, this one does. On paper, the Seed Hawk was faster, but in practice, it just wasn't. So before the remaining two fields were even finished, I sold them as well. Efficiency isn't about theoretical speed, it's about consistency. Well, bigger wasn't the problem, and smarter wasn't the problem. Mismatch was the problem. And that's something you only discover after you try. Well, so the plan looked efficient, but reality demanded practicality. Nevertheless, the fields are planted, but seeding is one thing. Harvest is where the systems actually get tested, and we'll find out soon enough.